Garrett. I am the current president of the Tacoma Athletic Commission. The Tacoma Athletic Commission and the Shannon Sports Museum are very proud to be having this 2022 Tribute to Champions. This is really a great evening. Congratulations to all those that will be recognized tonight. It is your special evening, and we are very proud to have you here to share that time with us. Now, since 1994, the Shannon Sports Museum has been in operation. Right now, we're looking for a new home. We are not at the Dome anymore, but we are still in spirit, and we're looking to get that new home one of these days soon. Now, the Tacoma Athletic Commission, we're very proud to say, has been in existence now for 80 years. We're celebrating our 80th year. Providing scholarships and recognition to high school, boys school student athletes. So mark June 16th if you're interested in seeing what the students have been doing here this past school year in the athletic arenas, and that'll be very exciting. And we're proud to do events like this with the Sports Museum. You know, in '94 is when the Tacoma Athletic Commission started the Shannon Sports Museum. Very proud of that. That is the other things. And we got a long future in front of us with folks like you thinking and being a part of the Tacoma Athletic Commission. So with that, we're going to get started in the program itself. So I am pleased to have Chris Egan here representing this event and being our MC again this evening. Now, many of you know that Chris is a local boy. He graduated from Gallup High School, went to PLU, was a great tennis player there. I also hear that you're quite a pickleball player. So that's good. We all see him, at least I watch him almost every night on King TV, and he is so exuberant and really a pleasure to watch on a regular basis. I can't believe he's actually been there about 20 years. That is just amazing. But he's doing a great job. Remember that Tony Ventrella some years ago? Chris, you stepped up the game even one more than Tony. Very good. So without any further ado, let's get on to the excitement of the program. And welcome Chris Egan.
The one night we have the award show, and it's actually sunny outside. What a beautiful spring we've had, huh? Wow. That's why I've got the yellow jacket on. I've been wearing it for 30 straight days. Sending out prayers, baseball, softball, tennis, golf coaches that you've made it through these last couple of months, and athletic directors with cancellations. What a month it's been. It is good to be back. What a night here. And you know what's great to see is faces, to be here in person. No Zoom tonight. How good does that feel? The team is back, and that's what tonight's about, is great athletes who are all part of great teams, and this is one of the best teams around, the Tacoma Athletic Commission. It's been a couple years since we've had this big event, so definitely we are grateful to be back. Such a special event as we get set to recognize those within our own community who have achieved the highest levels in sports. At this time, though, we are going to bring up Derek Nelson and his family. We're going to ask everybody to please stand for the playing of our national anthem tonight by Derek Nelson and his family.
Hi, we're Derek Nelson and family, and this is the Star-Spangled Banner. 1, 2, 3. Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner and the home of the brave, brave.
What a crowd. Looking out there. I had flashbacks, 1989. Puyallup versus Lakes. Whew, basketball, Lakes High, Hillary Butler. I ran into a Hillary Butler screen. I was out of the game for 5 minutes. Fast forward to tonight, I'm trying to grab a cupcake. Hillary Butler screens me out of the cupcake. I'm down for the night. It's good to see some folks here tonight. We want to thank our title sponsor first off, everybody. Conley Law Offices. They are great supporters of many wonderful causes in this community. Our gold sponsor. How about that? Let's give it up for the Conley Law Offices. Our gold sponsors include a longtime supporter of the TAC, Columbia Bank. Let's hear it for them. And we welcome in a new sponsor, Miles Sand and Gravel. Way to go. And of course, a big thank you to our silver and bronze sponsors whose logos are displayed up on the screen. And finally, to our host organization tonight, the Tacoma Athletic Commission. We just heard from Jim. Still going strong. 80 years. How about that? This is the 80th year of the TAC. Mark Blau and I, we were here late last night, 2 a.m. talking. We remembered 80 years ago, Mark and I, that first banquet. Mark was updating the script. He'd send carrier pigeons to my house with the updated script. And I think we used about 70 pigeons 80 years ago. And Mark has set a record for tonight's script. He has emailed me 322 new scripts tonight. So Mark Blau has not stopped working. Ladies and gentlemen, I am serious about this. Mark Blau is amazing when it comes to local history, and he's a big reason why tonight is underway and is happening. So a big round of applause, everybody, to Mark Blau. Sadly, if you're an athlete like me, Mark Blau can hurt your chances of getting into the Hall of Fame because he knows too much. I said, Mark, what's my chances? Well, 15% foul shooter, Puyallup High, average 6 points. That's not good. I go, okay. You gave up 32 touchdowns at Edgemont Junior High to David Ewart. That's not going to get you in the Hall of Fame. 50-50 at best at PLU with your tennis career. Your pickleball game's not bad, but you're not going to get in. So that's the bad thing. Mark just knows too much. But Mark, we appreciate everything you do for the TAC. All right. There is a separate event, by the way, Jim mentioned it, coming up in June called the Tom Name Salute to Sports that will award $50,000 in scholarship. $50,000 in scholarships to this year's High School Athletes of the Year, thanks to the generous support and commitment of Tom and Meg Names, their family foundation, Scott and Sis Names, their family foundation, and Diane Names and Columbia Bank. This is a huge event which brings high school kids together and gets to honor them. We can't say enough to the Names family and Columbia Bank for that, so thank you very much. And for those of you who may be interested tonight in purchasing photos for this presentation, page 5 of your program is where you need to go. 2 photographers are listed. Check out their websites, and in about 2 weeks you can view all the photos from tonight. Social media, also a great way to get involved. We didn't have it 80 years ago, Mark. We do now. At the bottom of page 3, you'll find several hashtags and links that can be used for this purpose. So please take a moment to follow us and share your photos and videos. Share tonight, share tomorrow. Just keep sharing. Let's get the word out there. All right, we have an incredible list of awards and recipients tonight. Keeping our program moving along efficiently is very important. That's why I'm trying to talk fast right out of the gates. Our award recipients, when they're introduced, if you wish to get more in-depth information about their accomplishments, just simply follow them through the program. Page 20, by the way, you can read about our local sports writers who volunteered to put these stories together. Several of them are here tonight. We'd like to thank them so much. Nick Dawson, is Nick here? Where's Nick at? PLU's own Nick Dawson? Not here yet. Okay. Gail Wood? There's Gail right there. There's Gail. Okay. Gail's waving. Todd Millis, is Todd here? Todd is here somewhere behind me. Oh, there he is, right over there. Todd is everywhere, by the way. Nick, SID at PLU. Did Nick stand over there, Mark? Is he over here? He's not here yet. Okay. All right. Todd Millis, by the way. Where do we follow you, Todd? Nowhere, he says. Okay. Also here tonight, especially for me, is a man that was a mentor to me early on. And I want to give him a shout out real quickly here. Tony Ventrella. Can you stand up, Tony? I got to give Tony a round of applause. 1992, Tony Ventrella was asked to come to PLU from a good friend of ours, Frosty Westrine. And after Tony spoke, I went up to him and said, Tony, I want to be in TV. I want to be like you. And he said, well, if you're willing to work hard, edit long into the night, edit into the morning, work weekends, work Thanksgiving, work Christmas Eve, work every day. Paul Silvey doesn't work weekends, so get used to working all the time. If you don't want to get paid a lot, then yes, Chris, TV is for you. But please remember, Chris, if you're going to do sports, have fun. Tony, 25 years later, 20 Emmys, just got my 3rd Edward R. Murrow Award 2 days ago. Just got nominated for a couple more Emmys, but that doesn't mean anything. I'm still having fun, thanks to you. So I appreciate it, Tony. You're a big inspiration. So big five, Tony Ventrilla's in the house. And with that in mind, real quickly, I want Jake Garcia to stand up. He started at King 5 3 days ago. 3 days ago. Coming here from Austin, Texas. King 5 is expanding its sports department. We've added Jake as a reporter, anchor, because we know the importance of high school sports. Seahawks, I think we're the new home to that. I believe I heard that somewhere. And I asked Jake, I said, hey Jake, there's this Tacoma Athletic Commission event coming tonight, and it's a good chance for you to go down there and meet some athletic directors, meet some coaches, and learn a little history about Tacoma and the 253. And I've thrown this out to other sportscasters on TV on other channels, and they usually, Tacoma, really? I don't want to go down. Yeah, boo. Jake looked at me and said, what time's it start? I'll be down there tonight. And I love it. Just sit back, listen to the stories, because these are some incredible people in this room tonight. And if you get a chance tonight, when this event wraps up at about 11:30, make sure you grab Jake. And introduce yourself to Jake tonight. Let him know where you're from, what high school you're at, where you played sports, so he can get to know you guys. So thanks for coming down tonight, Jake. Appreciate it. And Tony, you're smiling to you, by the way. That book is available on Amazon right now. Okay. All right, let's get started, everybody. It's going to be a fun night. The great thing about these nights is Mark Blau works with his team and puts together some incredible videos. So we are going to begin with our Distinguished Achievement Award recipients. So sit back and please enjoy this video presentation.
It's hard to believe, but this year the TAC is celebrating its 80th year of supporting sports and student athletes throughout Pierce County. From grid go rounds and hoop go rounds to water ski carnivals, July 4th fireworks extravaganzas, and Golden Gloves boxing events, we've done it all. Lately, the focus has been providing scholarships to our Athlete of the Year program that will culminate with a Tom Names Salute to Sports function next month. Over $50,000 in scholarships will be awarded, and we're actively looking for a location for the Tacoma Pierce County Sports Hall of Fame where we can continue efforts to preserve our local sports heritage. Tonight, we continue a tradition of acknowledging excellence and community contributions with the Distinguished Achievement Awards. Let's meet this year's honorees. And a reminder that if you wish to get more in-depth information on their accomplishments, simply follow along in your program where you'll find more in-depth articles about each honoree. There's a certain amount of truth to the saying, without officials, it's just recess. But these six have earned a reputation for being fair-minded, friendly, and focused when on the courts and on the fields. Reason enough to earn them the Conley Law Office's Excellence in Officiating Award. Bellarmine grad Rick Fox has been officiating basketball for over 40 years and is recognized by the Tacoma Basketball Officials Association as the go-to guy. Just point him in the right direction wherever and whenever a game needs to be covered. Youth, high school, and rec ball matches, Rick is as reliable as they come. Jeff Osmond caught the bug as a football official while serving in the Air Force, and he's closing in on 40 years with the Western Washington Football Officials Association. He enjoys all levels of competition, youth, high school, and semi-pro, has served in a variety of leadership capabilities and capacities for his local group, and has officiated 5 high school semifinals and 2 state championship games in his career with no end in sight. Bill Shy has touched the lives of many in Pierce County as a sports staff reporter and editor with the Tacoma News-Tribune, as well as a fast-pitch softball umpire for the past 10 years in Tacoma. Playing competitive fast-pitch contributed to his quick ascendancy as one of the top umpires in Washington, with 3 state tournament assignments and just 9 years of umpiring. Credit his approachability, hustle, and genuine enjoyment when on the field that has earned the respect of players, coaches, and fans. Who in their right mind has averaged officiating 100 soccer matches a year for almost 30 seasons? Meet Dennis Muir, who has worn multiple hats as an assigner, mentor, referee, and president of the Pierce County Soccer Referees Association. From high school league and state playoffs to recreation leagues and his dedication locally to the soccer world, he is a hard act to follow. In a 44-year career as a volleyball official, Jerry Ashelman has officiated a record 29 state tournaments. Let that sink in, 29. And he's worked as a top-up referee in 8 of them. College, high school, and middle school, yes, he's one of the very best in Washington. His calm demeanor and precision mechanics are 2 of his strengths, and he is all in when it comes to imparting his wisdom upon new officials. As a wrestler growing up in Kansas, Kevin Bauer's military commitment landed him in Pierce County, and he has moved up in the ranks as a top wrestling official in the state as fast as a 5-second takedown. His resume is extensive and includes having worked 2 WIAA state tournaments, 4 women's national collegiate tournaments, and 25 Washington, USA state events involving freestyle, Greco, and folk style formats. Circle left, circle right, down on the mat, jumping in to break up a clinch. He is a man on the move. The First Family of Sports Award recognizes the contributions of parents and their children who encourage, instill, motivate, and help each other to learn, enjoy, and respect the values learned through athletic participation. We're thrilled to introduce you to the Armstrong family, all 10 of them. Parents Frankie and Ivy, children Eloise, Dorothy, Baina, Frankie, Davy, Dennis, Al, and Beverly. If you aren't familiar with the family, don't feel bad. It wasn't about the glory, but all about family and their love of sports, of which most were multi-talented, whether it be football, cross-country, wrestling, volleyball, sprints, shot put, discus, and yes, boxing. Coachable and respectful were common words that their coaches used to describe them both on and off the field of play. It's pretty easy to understand why these next 2 individuals were selected as recipients of the Frosty Westring Excellence in Coaching Award. Sumner High School girls soccer coach Robbie Turley and longtime Lakes High School cross-country and track coach Joe Clark have combined for over 45 years of coaching experience, which translates to a mountain of league, district, and state championship appearances. Turley has been named South Puget Sound League Coach of the Year 8 times. She has coached several NCAA players and now even a pro in the National Women's Soccer League. Clark has been the League Coach of the Year 13 times in 30 years and has coached 2 runners who competed professionally. Both employ a coaching style emblematic of Frosty, which breeds success on the field and earns respect off the field within the school and community environment. To borrow a well-known phrase, attaway. According to Webster's Dictionary, there are 4 key definitions for passion: a strong liking or desire for or devotion to some activity or concept, intense, driving, or overmastering feeling or conviction, ardent affection, love, and Doug MacArthur. Anyone who knows the almost 93-year-old Doug MacArthur fully understands his passion for athletics in Pierce County. His entire life has been devoted to all things good that involve sports. Well, it would be difficult to find two more qualified individuals who embody that same spirit and attitude than Wendy Molich and Tim Thompson, recipients of the Doug MacArthur Lifetime Achievement Award. Their athletic paths are eerily similar. Tim, a Curtis grad who competed in cross country, track, and basketball. Wendy, a Peninsula grad who competed in track. Tim, at PLU, competed in basketball and was PLU's team MVP in 1977 and captain for the 78 season. Wendy, a Western Washington grad who competed in track, was a cheerleader, a two-time All-America in the 400-meter hurdles, and named the university's Female Athlete of the Year in 1983. Tim was head basketball coach for 6 years and head baseball coach for 10 years at Sumner High School, then served as athletic director at Sumner for 3 years, and then as the district AD for 21, including when Bonnie Lake High School was added to his responsibilities. Wendy coached track, volleyball, and cheer at Washington High School, became the school's athletic director in 1994, and in 2004 became the district-wide AD, combining responsibilities for Washington High and Franklin Pierce High. Both have served as league commissioner for multiple sports, have served as the SPSL president for their league classifications, have received League, West Central District, and Washington State Athletic Director of the Year accolades, and both have been president of the WIAA Executive Board. Wendy and Tim are two peas in a pod and well-respected proven leaders throughout their careers, all devoted to the youth of Pierce County. This was the Reader's Digest condensed version. You can read more about their amazing careers in your souvenir program. And wrapping up the Distinguished Achievement Awards, we move on to the Dick Hanula Amateur Athlete of the Year Award, which is given to the top male and female amateur athletes in or from the Tacoma-Pierce County area during the past year. Ziona Fellows has flourished as a force to be reckoned with, playing volleyball for the University of Arizona Wildcats. The 6'4" Mount Tahoma High School grad was one of the top middle blockers in the Pac-12 this past season. She started 31 matches and led U of A in solo blocks and block assists. She was the Pierce County League MVP back in 2017 for the T-Birds. She plans to return to Arizona as a super senior, having been granted an extra year of eligibility because of the 2021 season that was impacted by the COVID pandemic. Kendall Burks helped lead the University of Washington men's soccer team to the 2021 NCAA National Championship game and was then selected as the 11th overall pick in the first round of the Major League Soccer draft by the Chicago Fire. A 2018 Stadium High School grad was a second-team All-America selection for the Huskies. We'll forgive him for not joining us tonight since he has a game tomorrow against the New York Red Bulls that you can watch on ESPN Plus or WGN TV. You've heard about these outstanding individuals, but now let's meet them up close and personal.
All right, awesome stuff. By the way, quick shout out, Gary Brooks, News Tribune. Thank you for being here tonight, another media member that's been helping us out through the years. So thank you, Gary, for your contributions. By the way, watching that video, mystery solved tonight, everybody. How many of you have gone to kids' sporting events over the last year and you've asked the question, what's up with the hair? Go ahead, raise your hand if you're just curious. Well, I think we now know. Tim Thompson's picture from Curtis has surfaced on Instagram. I mean, Tim, that's what the kids look like nowadays. Thank you for inspiring that hairdo of 2022. Beautiful hair back then, by the way. It's a lot of shampoo. All right. We're going to lead off our program tonight. We will begin with the Connolly Law Office's Excellence in Officiating Awards. As you all passed by me, I apologize. It's not my voice, it was probably the person behind me yelling. Okay. We are going to begin first with Jack coming up here. And Jack's going to say a few words, and then you're going to help out and present the trophies as well, correct?
Thanks, Chris. I I want to first say, you know, it's a tremendous honor to be able to sponsor this event, and Jim Merritt and Mark Blau and all the work that they've done. It's also an honor to recognize the officials, and I love doing it at a banquet like this where you've got a lot of young people, because hopefully the young people here who are now benefiting from what these guys do are going to be the officials of tomorrow. And we started this a few years back. We looked at the, you know, some of the work that they're putting in. I had been a swimmer growing up, and it always, particularly as I got older, amazed me at the number of people that were involved in putting on a swim meet, or the number of people that are involved in officiating any event. It's really what makes all of our sports go. So a few years back, we started these excellence in officiating awards, and the purpose really is to say thank you and to inspire the young people to come and do the same thing when it becomes time. They say the heart of an official is not measured by its size, but by the depth of his or her commitment to sport and making a difference in the lives of others. And I think you saw from the film that we really have some outstanding people, award winners tonight, and outstanding officials. And as I said, our purpose is to look to them and say thank you with this award. So thank you.
And real quickly, we're going to quickly thank Jack, because this is the 12th year that Jack and your office have sponsored this award. So thank you very much for what you do. Appreciate that. All right. I'm going to bring them on up at this point. Let's begin. Rick Fox, boys and girls basketball. Rick is a member of the Tacoma Basketball Officials Association, refereed basketball for over 45 years, also umpired baseball and softball. Rick could not be here tonight with us. So thank you, Rick. All right, let's now move on to Jeff Osborne, football. Jeff is a member of the Western Washington Football Officials Association. He's been actively involved in all facets of the organization for the past 29 years. Bill Shy, softball. Bill is a member of the Western Washington Umpires Association. He's been umpiring girls softball games for the past 10 years. Bill Shy. And Bill, come on up. I want Bill, stand on that X right here. Get me out. I want you right there. Look at that. Looking good. Pat Muir, soccer. Pat has been with the Pierce County Soccer Referee Association for 27 years, officiating youth, high school, and adult matches throughout his career. Ladies and gentlemen, Pat Muir. Jerry Ashelman, volleyball. Jerry started refereeing volleyball in 1978. He's a member of the Tacoma Pierce County Volleyball Officials Board, and this fall will be his 45th year on the court. Give it up for Jerry. Kevin Bowers, wrestling. Kevin belongs to the Western Washington Wrestling Officials Association, where he has been officiating youth, high school, and college matches for the past 26 years. Give it up for Kevin Bowers. Let's keep you all up on stage for a second here. It's a good-looking group right there. We know there are a number of officials, by the way, in the audience tonight, and given the challenges facing our athletic programs due to the lack of officials for various reasons, at this point, we'd like all the officials, referees, umpires to please stand to be recognized by these fine gentlemen up on stage. So please stand out there. We cannot thank you enough for all your services. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Congratulations. And by the way, I do remember one person telling me, I thought it was pretty That was pretty insightful at a game, and I wasn't yelling. I think it was my dad. And they said, Chris, remember, at every game there are usually four things. There's the athletes, there's the coaches, there's the officials, and then there's the fans. Chris, tell your dad just to be one of those things. So there you go. Parents, knock it off. All right, coming up next, the First Family of Sports Award. First Family of Sports Award recognizes the contribution of parents, foster parents, or guardians who support the efforts of athletes in their family. Tonight, we recognize an amazing family, the Armstrong family. And coming up to the stage to help me is going to be Leo Randolph, who at the age of 18 was the youngest U.S. boxing team member to compete in the 1976 Olympic Games. By the way, won a gold medal. Is that gold medal with you tonight, Leo? He's got it seems like a small medal back there, Leo. Okay, it's a little medal, okay. So we're gonna have Leo out here to help out. But at this time, I'm gonna have the second youngest of the 8 children of Frank and Ivy Armstrong introduce everyone and say a few words. So the whole family's gonna come up, and I'm gonna have Al come on up and introduce everybody. So Al, let's bring the whole family up so everybody can see you. Al, I'm gonna hand the mic to you. Bring the family out here, and I want you to introduce everybody up on stage and the entire family for me. And you guys get it's your day. You're going out there with them. All right, Al, the mic is yours.
Thank you. I want to give all praise and glory to our Heavenly Father God and Jesus Christ. It wouldn't be possible without the help of our Heavenly Father God and Jesus Christ to be here tonight. Speak up. I want to introduce my brother, daughter, Latricia Armstrong, Davey Lee Armstrong. Davey Lee Armstrong went to the Olympics in 1972, 1976, and he was on his way to go to the 1980 Olympics, but we boycotted the Moscow Games, Olympics. And Davey was the vessel of this family. And he was always about the Lord. And he was truly someone who was able to keep sports and keep the faith as well. So we miss him very much. That's his daughter. Next is my sister, Beverly Armstrong. Beverly Armstrong was an example of what it says in the Bible, 1 Corinthians 9:26. And Paul is talking about how an athlete needs to give their life to God and Jesus Christ the way they give it to the sport. And if we can train hard, if we can work out hard, we can do that same thing. And my sister was always that example growing up. She never stopped keeping the Sabbath. Love you, sister. Next is my brother. He's the twin brother of Davey and Lee Armstrong, Dennis. In high school, he was a cross-country runner, the long-distance runner, and in the ring, he was the one that had that long jab and that long right hand, and by the time you stoop in and throw a punch, he'd be in the corner. He was the speed runner. Dennis. And then one of my older sisters is Dorothy Armstrong, Dorothy Cobb, and both of her kids are here today to honor her, and Tina and Gerald. And sorry, Eddie. Yeah, Eddie. And I miss my sister. I believe that when we grew up in Hilltop, I was roughly about 8 or 9 years old, and she passed. And then roughly about age 11, we lived up on Hilltop until age 11, and then we moved out into Puyallup in 1969. We were probably one of the first 2 black families out of Puyallup in 1965. And it was a hard move because we had to commute after high school, play sports to the boys club from Puyallup to Tacoma, Puyallup to Tacoma. And, but it was a great move. It was one of the best experiences I think we all can say in our family when we lived out in Puyallup. It was a wonderful experience. And my other brother, who is sitting over there, Frankie Armstrong. Frankie Armstrong was the counter boxer. He was my role model when I went to Rogers High School out in Puyallup. And they had halfback position. He was a running back halfback. And I always looked up to Frankie. And, but in the ring, Frankie was a counter puncher boxer. You know, you hit me, I'll hit you. He wouldn't throw a punch. And Davey would call me sometimes and say, Alfred, I'm mad at Frankie. He ain't throwing no punches. And I said, okay. But this family, we grew up on Hilltop in the 60s, and my mom was an example of, her theme was basically faith, hope, and charity. Faith, hope, and charity. And everything was about the Sabbath. And my father had a 6th grade education, and he fought in World War II, and he was a special sergeant. And he had 6th grade education, and he always used to tell us boys, be better than good. No matter what you do, be better than good. And it rubbed off. Every home that we grew up in, we created a workout environment. Every home that we lived in, we created a workout environment. And when we moved to Puyallup, we set a gym bag up on the side and a speed bag up outside the house. And then later we found a shed, and we created a workout environment there too. So we were just fanatics about sports. We couldn't get enough. But thank you.
Now what's going on out there? Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the TAC's first Family of Sports for 2022, the Armstrongs. Well done. Be better than good. I like that, Al. I'm gonna tell that to my boys tonight. All right, next up is the Frosty Westering Excellence in Coaching Award. This award is given in honor of one of the greatest friends of athletics and student athletes in the history of our community. Anyone, and I mean anyone, who has ever met Frosty has received personal, lifelong inspiration, and you also probably have some fun stories to share as well. I'll be quick on mine. Favorite Frosty story, 1992, Central Washington University. We have any Wildcats in the house tonight? Few of them. Taking on the PLU Lutes. Any Lutes in the house tonight? 2 undefeated football teams. Mark Weekly leading the Lutes. Johnny Kitna leading Central Washington. Tie ball game, 4th quarter. Sold out stadium. Kitna hasn't been stopped all day. He's rolling the Wildcats down the field. Frosty looks down the sidelines. He sees a young, skinny reporter, refreshman at PLU, holding the camera in his hands. He brings out the blowhorn. Egan! Egan! Come here! I didn't even know Frosty knew my name. I looked, thinking I was going in the game. Didn't have my helmet or pads or anything, I just had a camera. Kirk Isaacson lent me that camera, so I run down to Frosty. Frosty says, Egan, we gotta fire up this crowd. We gotta stop kidding. I want you to take that camera. I want you to point it at the crowd. Well, this was the first time I've been out shooting a football game, and Kirk Isaacson didn't give me enough batteries, so my camera had been dead since the second quarter. I said, Frosty, my camera's dead. They don't know that. Just point it at the crowd. So I said, okay. I start pointing my camera at the crowd. Frosty starts screaming to the crowd, we are live! We're live, everybody! Everybody up! We're live! The whole place, it's the loudest the crowd was that day. It must have threw off Kitna because he throws an interception to Five High's Johnny Hamill. PLU gets the ball back, goes down, and wins the game. So there's my favorite Frosty story right there for you. All right. Terry Rice, by the way, diehard track and field and cross-country coach for over 40 years, is a member of the Hall of Fame for Tacoma Pierce County Sports and the Washington State Track and Field Coaches Association, is joining us to present the awards tonight. We begin with congratulations to Joe Clark. Yeah. 13 Coach of the Year honors in cross country. And I didn't even know this until tonight because I've been to this event many times. Founder of one of the largest cross-country meets in the Northwest, the Fort Steilacoom Invitational. Joe, congratulations on this award. I'm going to hand the mic to you to say a few words about this award.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you to the TAC and to the sponsors. I've been, sending athletes to get awards for decades, and we couldn't do it without you. I really, really appreciate it. Also, a little shout out. There's so many people that are connected here. Rick Fox, he officiates our track meets. Jennifer Kabista was the athletic director when my daughters were playing basketball. Tim Thompson, Wendy Molich. Tim and I have worked together so much. He retired and was like, dang, I gotta do more work now. Todd Mills, I just remember talking to Todd about track for decades. I couldn't do it without my family. I'll tell you a couple of quick things. My wife said when I got hired to teach at Lakes High School or in Clover Park, I'll go to Tacoma with you for a year. We've been here 31 years. She also said, all of my friends are runners and coaches. That's not true. Bob is here. Bob has been my friend since sophomore year in high school, close on 50 years. He's not a coach. We did start running together way back in the 70s, but he doesn't fit that. But I would not have gotten here without just the tremendous support of just so many people, mentors like Terry, who told me years ago that, it takes some coaches to step in and do a little more. Assistants like Wayne Bridges, Kurt Corbin, my daughter Emily, Seth, and then just the mentors, Joel Wingard, Patty Lay, Willie Stewart. You don't get here by yourself. You don't. And if I could do one thing, it's make it big time for the kids. It's not about me, it's about the kids. So if they had a good experience in 30 years from now, they're saying, hey, cross country and track, that was good. Also shout out Dave Miller, coached with him forever. Jason Silva, coached with him for a long time and then he left. But there's just so many people in this building that all of you're making a difference. If I'm getting here an award, that's because of a mountain of people that have helped me. My family, coaches, thank you.
our next award winner with the Western Award. As I see her name, I think back to when high school students were allowed back on the field to play. And it was Robbie that I called. I wanted to be at her practice, Sumner High School, with the girls' soccer team. It's the first time kids have been back after their year and a half off. And I was interviewing Robbie, and we were talking, and we just kind of, I remember shutting my eyes, and it was, all you had to do was listen. And that was the moment I realized how much kids miss their coaches, and they miss sports. Because all we heard was laughter, we heard kids having a fun time, and that was the moment I realized how important coaches are as well. Robbie, you have meant a lot to a lot of kids. Our next Western Award winner from Sumner High School, Robbie Turley. Robbie has won 8 League Coach of the Year honors. She has taken 14 teams to the state playoffs, including 13 in a row. Robbie, it is now your turn with the microphone.
Well, wow. I can just say that I'm absolutely humbled to be receiving the Frosty Westering Award. We always, the biggest thing I remember from Frosty is making the big time wherever you are. And for me, that was in the small town of Sumner. And also, I think even more humbling than receiving this award is being in a room full of absolutely amazing athletes, referees, coaches. It's very humbling to be up here to be receiving this award. And I know for me, I taught with Frosty Westering's granddaughter. We have become very good friends, and I love hearing a good Frosty Westering story. So we know that his impact continues to live on, and he's done a lot for obviously not just football and PLU and his athletes, but many other people that never even had the opportunity to meet him. So it's definitely an honor. I also want to thank the TAC for putting this awesome event on. It's pretty cool what sports does for a community. It brings everybody together in one arena. I know for me, I just want to thank, I have my own family here, my husband, my parents. I grew up in a coaching household. My dad coached high school basketball for 26 years. And I watched the impact that he had, not on the game of basketball, but just in his players' lives. And I knew that's when I knew I wanted to coach at some point in my life. So I'm thankful for my family. I have some of my best friends, my oldest friends that I got to compete with along the way. I'm also thankful to be in the community of Sumner Bonnie Lake. It's an amazing community. We have school district members here, principal. I've been there for 17 years, and I definitely wouldn't want to be anywhere else. So thank you guys all for being here. Thank you for this award, and I'm absolutely very humbled to be standing up here with some really great people. So thank you.
All right, one more round of applause. Well done, well done. All right, now we're going to transition to the Doug MacArthur Lifetime Achievement Award winners. Both of this year's honorees have had exceptional impact for a long time on high school sports. The impact is represented by an extensive gathering of distinguished guests who are here to celebrate their achievements and several Hall of Fame inductees. On the screen right now is a list of the school, league, district, statewide executives here to support the upcoming winners. We appreciate your attendance tonight and your commitment to student athletes. We want to give you a round of applause. We also want to give all the athletic directors, principals, teachers, coaches, and the staff from the WIAA, which has been working non-stop. By the way, first state spring championships in 3 years beginning this weekend. WIA is going to be busy the next couple of weeks. So for all those people on the list up there, out there helping out our community, big round of applause for everybody. All right, the Doug MacArthur Lifetime Achievement Award recognizes an individual who captures the true passion for athletics as Doug did throughout his entire life. For those of you, Doug has made numerous contributions contributions to athletics in our community. And you know why this award is named after him. So let's sit back and enjoy a message from Doug.
I'd like to start by asking if you are into sports. And if you are, you should get into the TAC. We have over 200 members who are dedicated to assisting youth and sports. I'm Doug MacArthur, and I'm very honored that the Tacoma Athletic Commission would name a Lifetime Achievement Award for me. It indicates that much of a person's life has been spent productively, and in this instance, in sports. Taking a look at the past recipients really gives you a good idea of what this award is all about. Ruggles Larson, who was one of the first Golden Gloves amateur boxers in the area. Angie Eichholz, who was active in track and field and went on to become the first woman president of the Tacoma Athletic Commission. Stan Naccarato and Ken Still, who were legendary in golf and baseball. The great Dick Hanula, who seemingly never lost a swim meet to anyone in his entire career. Bob Robertson, the voice of sports in Tacoma and the voice of the Cougars. And Joe Stortini, a championship coach, baseball and football player, and slow pitch world champion. So then, why me? Well, when I was a youngster, I grew up in a logging camp 25 miles northeast of Bellingham on the edge of Mount Baker National Forest. We never had a field to play on. We never had a hoop to shoot through. The only sport I knew anything about was fishing. But there was a savior in that, because we had radio. And Leo Lassen, the voice of the Seattle Rainiers, made a lasting impression upon me. I'll never forget his phrase, back, 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 and it's over. My first job was sports director of KTAC Radio. And in fact, every job that I held in my life was surrounded by sports. I was supervisor at athletics for Metro Parks after that. I became director of athletics at my alma mater, the University of Puget Sound, for 13 years at that. And I also formed my own business, Mac Northwest, a sports promotion firm, and we spent much of our time with local sports, including founding the Safeco Classic, the LPGA golf tournament, and most of all, conducting the campaign to make the Tacoma Dome a dome of our own. Yes, sports have been good to me. I am grateful and appreciative. My lifetime has been a ball, and I hope this achievement award inspires someone else to be involved for a lifetime of their own in sports, and more sports.
I wanted to be here, but he turns 93 on June 3rd, so Doug is saving his energy for his big birthday celebration. So Doug sends his wishes. But if you can't have Doug, you bring in the next best thing, and that's Willie Stewart. Willie is in the house. How we feeling, Willie? Good? Good. Anything you want to say?
Excited to be here, but more importantly, recognizing these wonderful people for their achievements, and they have a great audience.
I love it. All right, Willie. By the way, Willie, recipient of this award, I believe, back in 2019. Is that correct, Willie? I think you did. Yes, indeed. All right. Tonight's winners, a former PLU basketball MVP, Mr. Tim Thompson, and a female athlete of the year at Western Washington University, Wendy Molich. Both coached high school sports. Both were league presidents and sports commissioners, and both served as president of the WIA Executive Board. Ladies and gentlemen, let's first introduce Wendy. Come on up and receive your award. mic to you. I know you love this.
I'm gonna put this down because I'm not as good off the cuff as everyone else. Never regret a day in your life. Good days give happiness, bad days give experience. The worst days give lessons, and the best days give memories. And that's what I'd like to base my thanks on all of those things. We have good days, we have bad days, we have great days that make memories, and we have days we want to forget. So I'm truly a blessed individual. I've been afforded opportunities to grow in my profession by my school district, my home of employment for 35 years, the Franklin Pierce School District. I'd like to thank my superintendent, Lance, and my deputy superintendent, James, for being here tonight. They've given me so many opportunities to grow and help people around the community. I proudly represent the Franklin Pierce School District in everything I do. I'm blessed to have such amazing colleagues and wonderful friends. Pam, Jesse, thanks for being here. Cindy and Mick from WIAA and Aaron, I appreciate you being here. You listen to the challenges and celebrations and make this work a collaborative effort to do what's best for kids. And that's always been our motto, what's best for kids. Really, I have about no, I'm kidding, I don't have 4 pages. It's easy to thank people though. I'm also blessed to have 4 amazing children, Zach, who couldn't be here tonight, Jake, John, and Sammy, who gave me the opportunity to be their mom and allow me time to figure out how to support them by being their biggest fan in their lives. I'm blessed to have a wonderful husband, Bruce, who supports me through thick and thin and is there to listen when I have a bad day, even if he pretends like he's not listening. I know he is. He's my true partner in life. I was also blessed to have wonderful parents who came to all my athletic events and supported me through life. My dad, Marco, who was a baseball coach at Peninsula High School for 33 plus years, was a model. He showed me how to be a player's coach. And I learned so much from him, and I know he's looking down on us today. I hope he's proud. I think he is. I also want to thank my mom, who instilled a sense of pride in everything that we do. I'd like to congratulate all the other award winners tonight, and would like to thank Mark. Mark, your wife said that you say my name in your house a lot, and I don't know if that's good or bad. And thank you for the Tacoma Athletic Commission for this award. I'm truly blessed to be sharing the stage with Tim Thompson, who's my dear, dear friend. My life has been a set of storms, blessings, and opportunities. I truly appreciate this recognition and the many people whose paths I've crossed along the way. Thank you very much, and thank you, Robert.
Wendy, you can stay up on stage up there. Fun story about our next recipient. 15 years ago, King 5 decided to start a big game of the week, and Sumner Bonnie Lake was up first. So I call down there. Tim Thompson answers the phone. What is this big game, Chris Egan? I go, well, it's pretty simple, Tim. I'm gonna need the band, the cheerleaders, a barbecue pit, 1,000 students in the stadium by 5:45. I need the choir, I need the entire football team, I'll need the head coach, and I need them in about 3 hours. And I need dairy freeze for my crew. Tim said, well, it's for the kids, and we'll make it happen. No dairy freeze for you, but sure enough, 3 hours later, Sunset Chevrolet Stadium was packed, and the big game began. And it has been tough to top the Sumner Bonnie Lake rivalry in that big game, thanks to Tim and your crew leading the charge. Tim is a huge reason so many student athletes through the years have enjoyed so many great moments and memories. The big game is just one of those memories. Ladies and gentlemen, your next recipient, Tim Thompson.
Thank you, Chris. First of all, I'd like to thank my wife for all of her support. I retired after 41 years last June. She's retiring this June, so my job this year in retirement has been to get her through that last year. So she's 42 years, that's quite a thing. I also want to thank my wife for requiring me to get a haircut for tonight. So Chris wouldn't give me any hard time. And by the way, you know, Chris has been an unwavering supporter of high school sports. And I think we all deserve to give Chris a big round of applause for everything he's done, not just at Sunset Shift Stadium. And it's such an honor to be up here. I thank the TAC, I thank Mark Blau. You know, we get those emails from him at 1:30 a.m. He requires the high school volleyball schedule about 3 days after the previous season ended, and he's requiring that. But Mark, you do a fantastic job with all of this, very organized. We appreciate it. It's really an honor to be here amongst all of you. My colleague Wendy, it's an honor to be up here with you. Wendy's a pioneer. There's a number of pioneer athletic director women that came into this business. They walked in the door to their first league meeting and they were faced with all males. And she was able to hang in there and figure it out. Jen Kabistas here knows what I'm talking about. And all of you young ladies that have had success in managing sports, you owe some support to these pioneers that have done that. And in all aspects, you know, my superintendent, Lori Dent, has followed the same path in the superintendency, and she creates leadership opportunities for people, so we thank them. You know, it's a great career being an athletic director. Almost everything we do it collaboratively. We work together, we listen to each other. We don't always agree with each other, but we figure out a way to do it for kids. And we don't do it for any recognition. That's why it's kind of weird being up here. The last thing you want to do as an athletic director is get your face on television. And usually means something bad happened, you know, they're interviewing you. But I've had a wonderful career. It's been an honor, and I couldn't thank all of you enough.
Let's hear it, everybody, for Wendy and Tim. The Dick Hanula Award is given to the top male and female amateur athletes in or from Tacoma, Pierce County during the past year. It is the TAC's oldest award, and be sure to look at the list of past winners on page 32 of your program. Dick is going to come up. Okay, we have a substitute. Okay, very good. All right, bring our hand. Dan's going to come up. Good to see you, Dan. Dan, you want to say anything real quickly on behalf of Dick?
Yes, very quickly. My dad is here. He's 93 years old, and I think some of you have heard that he won 24 state championships in a row as a swim coach for Wilson High School. Silas High School now, but it was Wilson at one time. And it's not easy being the son of a coach, but he's a great father and he was a great coach. And I learned so much from him, and I continue to learn a lot from him. He still rides his bike 40 minutes a day, and he's taking care of my mom, and it's a real honor to be here.
And Dan, Dick is here. We do actually have a video message that Dick. Okay, Dick, can we get? I'm going to go down there. But we're going to play a video message real quick here from Dick. Let's play that right now if we can, Mike.
The Tacoma Athletic Commission instituted the Amateur Athlete of the Year Award in 1987. I'm Dick Hanula and was so honored by TAC to have the award named after me. In recognizing the best amateur athletes of Tacoma Pierce County, it also is recognizing and encouraging all amateur athletes in our area. Amateur athletes train and compete for the best of reasons, the love of the sport and the love of competition. I coached thousands of athletes in the sport of swimming over my lifetime. These athletes sacrificed a great amount of time and effort to succeed, and that effort was both physical and mental. Sports represent a great arena to test and prepare for life's challenges. The ability to adjust to both the winning and the losing, success and failures, are arguably best learned in athletics. Failure is essential in the learning process, and I believe amateur athletics present the greatest opportunities for these life lessons. Congratulations to all Tacoma Pierce County athletes, and a special congratulations to this year's winners.
Okay, I'm going over here. Let's give a big round of applause to Dick Anula right here. Stand up real quick. I want you to look at this crowd here behind you here. Thank you, sir. Did you ever lose a swim meet?
Sure, we lost.
You did lose.
We asked the question, whether we ever lose a swim meet. Sure, we lost some. But I'm sorry I couldn't go up there with Dan, but I couldn't take a chance.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you for your time today. All right. Let's bring up our first award recipient, the Dick Anula Award. Ziona Fellows recently came into her own this season as a dominant blocking force for Arizona through the Pac-12 season, and we are pleased to recognize her as the Female Amateur Athlete of the Year. And the mic is yours.
First, I'd like to just say hi, everyone. Thank you all for coming out to show support to this ceremony that we have. I'd like to give thanks to God, my family, my high school coaches' family. I love all you guys. Thank you guys for supporting me and having my back through this journey to the University of Arizona. I recently just graduated college with my bachelor's last week. So this means a lot to me. I was the first African-American female to go D1 at my high school. And so not only did I graduate, but I'm also bringing some history along with me, and I'm proud of that. So thank you all.
And you can hang out on stage with us if you want here. Yes. Our next winner, what a whirlwind year for Kendall Burks, from helping the Huskies reach the NCAA National Championships. Great run for the Dog. Any Huskies in the house here tonight? Got a couple. Cougs? We got any Cougs out there? No. UPS loggers? Any UPS loggers? We got some loggers. And we'll get to every school throughout the night. Kendall Burks helped the Huskies reach the NCAA National Championships. Now a defender for Major League Soccer's Chicago Fire, who have a match tomorrow. So with that in mind, Kendall couldn't be here, but we do have a video message from Kendall.
Hey guys, it's Kendall Burks here from the Chicago Fire. I just wanted to thank the Tacoma Athletic Commission for the award, as well as my family, my friends, my coaches. I wouldn't be here without you guys. Unfortunately, I won't be able to make it tonight. My parents will be accepting my award on my behalf. But yeah, I'm a Tacoma boy. I love Tacoma. It's my home. Thanks again, guys. It's a big honor for me and my family, and wish I could be there.
You know, I've interviewed thousands of athletes, and I love when we get the Tacoma athletes because they are so proud to recognize where they're from. I'm Tacoma. I love Tacoma. This is my town, 253. And accepting the award on behalf of her son, Carrie Burks, joins us tonight. Carrie? Carrie, would you like to say something? You don't have to, but you can. You're good? Okay. Let's give it up for our Amateur Athletes of the Year. Okay, we're moving on. Before we introduce the Hall of Famers, and they're out there, just spotted Johnny Spivak. He looks as athletic as he did back in Central Washington back in the day. I mean, he could get out there and play right now. Before we introduce all those Hall of Famers, we're going to have a little fun. We're going to auction off an item with the proceeds benefiting a much-needed sports museum to house some incredible collection of items that have been donated since the museum opened back in 1994. The newest item going into the museum will be Golfing Gorilla's entire outfit, which is in the back room back there. You can see it in the back. But right now, we're going to autograph. We have it right here. We've got one. Do you want to show that? Yeah, you can do that. We've got one Major League Baseball that Aaron Pointer is willing to autograph to the lucky bidder tonight. Some of you probably know a few things about Aaron. Yes, his sisters are the Pointer sisters, and his cousin is Paul Silas, who played in the NBA. A couple other facts about Aaron you may not know of, though. September 27th, 1963, he was playing for the Houston Colt 45s. He was part of an all-rookie lineup that remains the youngest lineup in Major League Baseball history, with an average age of 19. Joining him, Joe Morgan, Rusty Staub, Jimmy Wynn, some other players on that team. One more little nugget here about Aaron. While playing for the Salisbury Braves in the Western Carolina League in 1961, he was batting .402 going into his last game. He was just 19, first summer of pro baseball. He was given the choice by his manager of sitting out the final day of the season in order to preserve the milestone. But, like Ted Williams did in 1941, Pointer said, no, I want to play. Pointer went 2 for 3 that day and set the mark. To this day, Aaron remains the last professional baseball player to hit over 400 for an entire full season. Incredible. If you want to stand up and take a bow, you've got to stand. Come on, Aaron, stand up. So awesome having you here tonight, Aaron. Thank you so much for being here. All right, we got an autographed, authentic baseball. All the proceeds go to a good cause. Let's just start it at $100. So you can see $100. Just raise your hand if you want to do it. I got 100 in the back. Do I see $200? $200? I got 100 in the back. Just need $200. Get an autographed baseball from Aaron Pointer. Let's see. You want to go 2? He's going $200. 300. If I don't see a 3, we're going to go 200. Anybody else? Going 1? I got 300 in the back corner right there in the back. Thank you very much, sir. Do I hear 400? I got 300 back there. Do I see 400? Switching the MC auctioneer. I got 300 in the back, looking for 4. I got 3 there, I'm looking for 4. I got 3 there, looking for 4. Going once, going twice. $500 in the front row. I got $500 in the front row. I'm looking for $600. $600. I got 5 here, looking for 6. I got 5 there, looking for 6. Do I hear 6? 5 there, looking for 6. All the money going to a great cause. $500 going once. $500 going twice. $500 sold. Okay, over the years, we have recognized individuals not only for the awards we are doing for this evening, but we've also inducted individuals into the State of Washington Sports Hall of Fame, founded by Clay Huntington back in 1960. There have been some great speeches over the years, but one of the most impactful may have been the comments by Lou Whitaker, one of the most well-known mountain climbers and guides in the world. Lou was inducted in 2010. If you missed his speech, sit back and listen to Lou Whitaker.
And so tonight we're really privileged to induct into the Hall of Fame both Jim and Lou Whitaker.
Thank you. Thank you, Clay, and the Tacoma Athletics Association. I'm honored to be here among this group of athletes and achievers. I took a few people up Mount Rainier over the years, several thousand, and among them were Bill Russell and Dr. Kenneth Cooper and some of the Seahawk team. And it was fun to get them up in my environment and watch how they did. They did good. I can say that when I was born in the late 1920s, exercise was not known to be good for the body. And I took Kenneth Cooper up, who wrote the book Aerobics. He said, Lou, I think they're discovering that exercise or being athletic is good for you. And I said, yeah, good. We'll see if that's true as I get older. And I feel that if you exercise a little every now and then, it's like putting some money in the bank for your retirement. If you exercise when you're younger, you're putting health in the bank. I'm starting to withdraw my health now, but I've got quite a bit. And I got it from banking on some of those climbs, banking my health. And now I have, both Jim and I have quite a bit we can withdraw and still be quite healthy. So get out and bank a little health like these athletes do.
And clearly, Lou took his own advice. He and his twin brother Jim, they just turned 93 years old. Well done. Lou and Jim. And don't be like me. Last night, no joke, coming home from King 5, 1 a.m., go through the Tukwila Jack in the Box. A few of you have been there, sounds like. There's a Jack in the Box, Tukwila. And this is a bad sign, by the way. When you go through the drive-in at 1 a.m. and you pull up.
Wait, what could we get you, sir?
Yeah, I'm gonna get.
Chris Egan, is that you?
No, that's not. It's not me. It's not me. So that was a sign right there. Maybe I'm stopping off for fast food a little too much when they know you by name with the Jack in the Box. All right, we're now moving into that special part of the night, our Hall of Fame inductions. We have 14 very special individuals who have patiently waited for their turn tonight. So we're gonna now bring up our new Tacoma Pierce County Sports Hall of Famers, and we're not gonna bring them up yet, not yet, because we're gonna go to the video. Sorry, Mark. 604 individuals, by the way, 14 teams, 2 organizations have been inducted since the Hall of Fame was established back in 1957. Truly a special honor, and you can see the entire list of inductees, page 52 of your program. You can also follow along starting on page 33 and read detailed bios about this year's inductees. Before we bring them up on stage, we're gonna meet them with a special video, and here it is, tonight's Hall of Fame inductees.
Dedicated to sports and civic betterment since 1942, the Tacoma Athletic Commission is proud to recognize the accomplishments in a variety of athletic-related endeavors, including trainers, athletes, and coaches. In this, our 80th year of existence, we're pleased to induct them into the Tacoma Pierce County Sports Hall of Fame, founded by TAC charter member Clay Huntington in 1957. Let's take a quick look at this year's honorees in some of their finer moments. There aren't enough superlatives to describe our 3 football honorees, but if you were looking for a shortcut to a championship season, these 3 would be as good as any to build a team around. A 1991 Spanaway Lake High School grad, where he was the state long jump champion as well as a football standout, Sheridan May tore it up at the University of Idaho, averaging 113.6 yards per game rushing, which is the top mark in UI history. He led the Big Sky in rushing for 3 consecutive years and finished his career as the 1AA all-time leader in touchdowns with 61. As a senior, he was selected to 3 All-America squads, and following his outstanding career as a Vandal, Sheridan played 2 seasons in the NFL with the New York Jets. The list of accomplishments is a mile long for Johnny Spivak, a quarterback at Puyallup who switched to catching passes at Central Washington University and is 5th all-time in Division II football with 54 receiving touchdowns. Spivak helped the Wildcats reach the NCAA Division II playoffs 3 times, including a number 1 ranking in 2009. Then as a 4-year starter on the basketball team, he helped lead them to 3 postseason appearances as well. Johnny is no stranger to the TAC stage, having been also named the Dick Hanula Male Amateur Athlete of the Year in 2009. Hillary Butler, a 1989 Lakes High School grad, starred in football, track, and basketball for the Lancers before heading up to Seattle, where as a linebacker he helped the UW Huskies rout Michigan to claim the 1991 National Championship and a #1 ranking in the coaches poll. In addition to playing in 3 consecutive Rose Bowls, he's also played in the Hula Bowl, 2 World Bowls for the Frankfurt Galaxy, and earned a Super Bowl ring with the 1997 Denver Broncos. And just for good measure, he was a member of the Lancers 4A title-winning 4x400 relay team. And the Golden Toe Award goes to Joey Jurtson, Narrows League Soccer MVP his senior year at Wilson, now Silas High School. NWAC MVP at Tacoma Community College with 31 goals and 14 assists. Player of the Year at Evergreen State. And hey, why not add one more MVP, which he earned with the Vancouver Whitecaps of the United States Soccer League in 2006. Joey was a veritable scoring machine everywhere he went, including his outdoor career with the San Jose Earthquakes of Major League Soccer, and then as captain of the Tacoma Stars indoor soccer team. When legendary swim coach Dick Hanula speaks, we listen. Paige Wright Olson was the last of the really outstanding swimmers of the Tacoma Swim Club. Her time of 2 minutes, 4 seconds for the freestyle 200 meters was the fastest Tacoma Pierce County time for that event from the 1950s to today, according to Dick. Folks, let that sink in for a second. We're talking about 80 years. A high school All-American and state champion in the 400 freestyle, Paige led the Foss Falcons to 3 state titles. At Northwestern University, she was a 3-time Big Ten first-team member, academic All-American, and NCAA All-American. All of our Hall of Famers have reached the pinnacle of success to garner today's recognition, but Eric Simonson took it to the extreme by standing atop Mount Everest in 1991. 10 years later, he became the 21st American to successfully climb the highest peak on each continent. His Ashford-based International Mountain Guides is now the largest Western guide service on Everest and one of our most respected in the world, now leading climbs on each continent's highest peak. Next on the list of accomplishments for this Charles Wright grad will be his 300th career summit of Mount Rainier, an achievement only attained by 8 others. Like the Doublemint Gum twins, these 2 1993 Wilson grads doubled our pleasure as they carried on a tradition of excellence on the volleyball court in high school and later at Gonzaga University. The Cabista twins, Christy and Jennifer, were both All-Narrows League in volleyball, basketball, and softball, and both achieved all West Coast Conference honors in volleyball at Gonzaga University. Jennifer finished 4th in school history and career kills, and Christy finished her career ranked 4th overall in total blocks. And both pay homage to their experience in the Tacoma School District, both as students and subsequently as educators. What ingredients does one find in a recipe for success? Dedication, focus, and courage sprinkled in with a mix of luck, coordination, natural ability, and intestinal fortitude. And what do you get? An ultra-talented Blake Serena, of course. A 1977 Stadium grad, the list of sports he's competed in is like this year's Hall of Fame inductees. Very impressive. Football, javelin, discus, shot put, race walking, wrestling, stone throw, don't ask, volleyball, team handball, no, don't ask about that one either, and Western Washington University's only All-American decathlete. Needless to say, Blake's ultra-athletic prowess is extensive. She may be a doctor now, but nobody doctored her 8 state championships at Bellarmine or the 7 All-American honors at Stanford. For Sarna Renfro Becker, talent, intestinal fortitude, and an unmatched work ethic were keys to her success. Distance running was her forte. Cross country and the 1,600 and 3,200 meter races were right up her alley. And as team captain at Stanford, she helped the Cardinal win the NCAA National Cross Country title as well. However, life was not all about successes. As she wrote, I was less well known for being a struggling basketball player for 2 seasons. I once guarded Kate Starbird from Lakes, and she only scored 30 points. Sarna transferred her excellence on the track into skill as a physician, currently living and working in Michigan. Noted for driving a golf ball 300 plus yards, Tom Toole transformed his affable personality into training the golfing gorilla in the late 1970s and began performing at charity events and at Pro-Am celebrity tournaments. Usually arriving by helicopter, he would toss bananas around to crowds, crack lots of jokes, and ultimately put his vast range rat skill on display by hitting a variety of trick shots and tee-shot bombs. When the golfing gorilla arrived on the practice tee at the Tournament of Champions in La Costa, California for his first ever Pro Tour stop, the biggest names in golf couldn't believe their eyes. Tour stars Johnny Miller, Tom Kite, Jack Nicklaus, and Tom Weiskopf halted their practice to watch as the gorilla prepared to hit some shots. The tour's players' skepticism turned to admiration as he started skillfully hitting 300-yard drives. They came over afterward and said the drives are great, particularly with a handicap of a gorilla suit. At the Atlanta Classic, Tom Kite came up to the gorilla, who had just outdriven all the tour players in a shootout, and Kite said, "I don't know how you hit it in that suit. It's incredible." "I just had to remind him," the gorilla said. "Remember, Tom, you're only human."
You know, I've hit my share of golf balls into the woods of every golf course in this and others, including Sahalee out in Redmond. But today, I decided I'm never even going to go in the woods again at Sahalee or maybe at any other links. There's a gorilla out there. That's the Tacoma gorilla, folks. Notice the gallery in the lower part of the screen. It's a teddy bear behind the ropes. And can the gorilla hit it? Look at the ground and look at the encouragement. Matter of fact, any tree you look behind today, you would have found a gorilla because he played 18 holes in that full costume. Who he is? Well, I know, but I'm not allowed to tell you. No, that pendulum swings a little too high. I doubt it. For a birdie, 4. The gorilla. Trust me, the first try. The gorilla sinks one at Sahalee today. Shot 71 in that outfit. Who he is, again, I can't tell you, but he's a fine player. Gary, you've seen him play, and he does hit the ball like a gorilla.
North of Oak Brook earlier today, one of the greatest golfers in the world, certainly one of the greatest drivers, was teeing off from the top of the Tacoma Dome, that is. The golfing gorilla climbed up on that big thing, teed off, and officially opened the brand new dome in Tacoma. The word is his tee shot bounced once in Puyallup and reached Portland by 3:30 this afternoon. In the National Hockey League playoffs tonight, a couple of...
In golf, hottest property in town right now, the golfing gorilla. The Jackson Park practicing today for appearances around the country. Won't talk, but his trainer says hasn't been playing too long.
Gorilla has only played about, just a year, a few months. So he's real new at the sport, but the person we have trained to do it, I think he's played probably in the area of around 17 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people think that you're in that gorilla outfit. Now, is that right? Are you the gorilla?
Well, part of the contract is we can never admit who's in the gorilla costume, but if you're a betting person, I'd put your money on me. But a lot of people have speculated it might be, folks like, Richard Nixon, he must come up a few times.
The golfing gorilla. You want to figure out who in the world is in that costume? I'll tell you, he can hit the ball a mile. He's going to Albuquerque to play in a golf tournament for Richard Pryor coming up this coming weekend. He was down playing in the Bum Phillips tournament at Houston last week. Bob Hope was there and Pryor was there at that time. Also, he's going to go back to the long driving contest, and he has a chance to win it. He can hit the ball over 300 yards, dead center in the fairway. He has to be the hottest property in golf right now, and you're going to see him around for a long time.
Possessing extraordinary athletic talent before she entered Wilson High, Debbie Miller was not a secret, as Darrell's League opponents already knew what to expect from her on that basketball court, in softball and soccer fields, and later on when she picked up the javelin and promptly set a school record that still stands today, 31 years later. But basketball was her forte, starting every game of her career, 89 in a row, leading the Narrows League as a senior in scoring, rebounding, and assists, and then racking up honors at Seattle Pacific University as well, including scoring more than 1,000 points in her career, setting the single-game assist record with 15, and being named the Athlete of the Year as a senior. A quarterback and safety on the Rogers Rams football team, where he was named SPSL Defensive Back of the Year as a senior, It was hoops where Tice Nasnek shone, leading the Rams to an SPSL crown, receiving league MVP accolades 2 years in a row, and averaging 23 points and leading Rogers to an 8th-place state tourney finish as a senior. A 1995 graduate, he's still the school's all-time leading scorer. At Central Washington University, the 6'4" guard remains the only 3-time captain in CWU history and is 8th all-time in scoring. Under his leadership, the Wildcats made it to the Final 8 of the NAIA championships twice, and then to the Final 16 in their first season of the NCAA Division II competition. Tice has been an assistant coach at Rogers for the past 13 years and is also the Rams' Hoops Youth Director. Getting to know every nook and cranny of the home clubhouse at Cheney Stadium in the 80s wasn't exactly what Walt Horn envisioned when he first joined the AAA Tacoma Tigers in 1984. But during those 11 seasons, he met his wife, raised 2 children, made numerous lifelong friendships, and was rewarded for his loyalty when he was finally promoted to the major leagues with the Oakland A's, where he spent 9 seasons before retiring in 2016. With 4 Pacific Coast League Athletic Trainer of the Year awards to his credit, including 1992 in Tacoma, Walt was in charge of keeping players such as Mark McGuire, Jose Canseco, Walt Weiss, Mike Gallego, Scott Brocious, and Jason Giambi healthy and on the field. Mission accomplished. This closes another chapter on the Tacoma-Pierce County Sports Hall of Fame, and we hope you'll agree that the class of 2022 is pretty impressive. Please join us in congratulating all of our Hall of Famers on their outstanding careers.
What a special night. Each one of these individuals is here with family members, friends, coaches that have helped pave the way. And before we honor them, I just want to give a quick shout out as I see Johnny in some of his video. And I know we've lost some loved ones through the years, but I want to give a quick shout out to my high school basketball coach, Jim Clifton. And I saw the video there of Tice in Central Washington. Jim Clifton was a Hall of Famer at Central Washington University. He was my basketball coach at Puyallup High School. We're going to miss you, Jim. Coach Clifton, I know you're up there in heaven and you're doing well, but it's tough sometimes seeing these videos and seeing the highlights, and sometimes people aren't here to be with us to celebrate these moments. So I hope you guys enjoy having all your family with you and all your coaches here tonight, and really enjoy these moments tonight. So this one's for you, Coach K. The first Coach K, Coach Clifton. All right. Joining me up on stage, by the way, speaking of Hall of Famers in basketball, Kate, I'm going to have you come up on stage and embarrass you in front of everybody. Kate is a 2020 inductee into the Hall of Fame for her outstanding basketball career, which included serving as captain for the University of Washington, the Huskies. She played professionally overseas and was a college coach before settling in at the great Charles Wright Academy as a teacher and a coach. Is that right, Kate? That is correct. She'll be helping tonight and presenting the awards. Kate, anything you want to say to everybody on here real quickly?
Well, just enjoy it. It's such a great honor. So congratulations to everybody.
Big round of applause for Kate joining us here tonight. All right, first up for our Hall of Fame induction tonight, Walt Horn, athletic trainer for the Tacoma Tigers baseball teams in the Pacific Coast League from 1983 to 1994. Come on up, Walt Horn. Walt, the mic is yours.
Thank you. Tacoma Athletic Commission and Mark Blau, I appreciate it a lot. This is really a big deal. I'm in a room with a lot of heavy hitters here. I'm the guy that took care of all the athletes and the coaches. We don't like to be seen and recognized a lot, but this is really cool. I appreciate it very much. I thank God and my wife, because without the two of them, I wouldn't be here. I thank Bruce Snell. I don't know if Bruce is here tonight. Gary Nicholson. Two people that really helped me during my time here in Tacoma. Away from baseball, I worked with Gary at PLU a little bit. Got to be around Frosty, so that was pretty special. And Bruce was really a godsend to me to help me learn the clinical side, because I was more of a field guy before I met him. This is something else. I don't know what else to say, so I'm going to hand the mic back. Thank you.
All right, next up we have two basketball players. And I looked out in the crowd and I saw a legend himself, Rod Iverson, who coached this young man at Rogers High School back in the day. Tyson Asnick, we saw the video, we saw, how great he was, a stellar career at Rogers High, went on to Central Washington University, one of the best basketball players there at CWU. In the video, it mentioned him as a coach for Rogers High, but what the video did not mention was what he has done for youth sports throughout Pierce County as a youth basketball coach. I had the pleasure to be at a state basketball tournament in Spokane a couple months ago, and it was Tice up there with his 8th grade team that he'd been coaching for over a decade, in tears as he was getting ready to coach them for the last time in this tournament. That's what it means to him. Yes, he is a great player. Yes, he was awesome at Rogers in Central Washington, but Tice is an even better coach and a better leader and a great, incredible dad and husband. So it's my honor to welcome to the TAC Hall of Fame, Tice Asnick.
Okay, thank you, Chris. It's nice to be introduced by a great friend and a person that I've known for a long time. But I just want to thank Mark and the Tacoma Athletic Commission for this honor tonight. Pretty amazing after watching that video, some of these athletes that I'm a part of now, and it's really, really neat. But so when I first found out about the award, Sean O'Neill called me and started interviewing me, and first thing he asked me is, what does this mean to you? And we went back, my wife and I went back through memories and all that, and, remembering all my teammates and coaches and great wins, bad losses, all the things we went through. I know I wouldn't be here without my support system. So, I got my wife, Gina, I'm married for 21 years, put together 2 tables of great friends and family. Brother and sister-in-laws, I got friends, my mother-in-law's here, nephews, my brother, my coach Iverson, like Chris was saying, you're one of the reasons I'm up here today, so I appreciate that, and then some teammates and friends and family. So, but unfortunately, I have 3 people that couldn't be here tonight. My oldest brother Brad's here, but my middle brother Chad, he's in a battle of his own and couldn't be here tonight, so just want to let him know that I love him. If any of you, say prayers, please say one for him. But then my mom and dad, who we are FaceTiming right now, so it's a good thing. They get to virtually be here, but they missed 3 events in my life. And one of them, my dad missed, I think, a playoff game my senior year in high school, missed my senior night at Central, and now they had to miss tonight because they were not feeling well. They have COVID, but they're doing good on the mend. But just want to let you guys know I love you very, very much. So sorry you couldn't be here. But without your support, I know I wouldn't be here tonight. You guys allowed me to do what I wanted to do for many years. I love you very, very much. And then last thing, my 2 kids are here tonight, Drew and Will, 17 and 15, 6'7" and 6'5". They got a good future in hoops, but I just want to let you guys know that, I'm up here today, I think, because of I had a passion for something. I love to do it. I have a great support system. And anything you guys want to do, it's all it takes. It takes a passion, and I love to do it. And your mom and I will support that just like our parents did for us. So thanks again, and I appreciate everything for tonight.
interview my mother-in-law and realized she was 4'4". So Austin, all 5'8" of you, and Luke, 5'2" of you, I'm proud of you too as well. All right, speaking of basketball, as storytellers, sometimes we tell stories, but we should listen and watch. And I was watching during the video, Debbie Miller. And you can tell how much this means to her as Debbie watched this video, some of her old highlights and pictures from college and high school. Debbie Miller, rebounding sensation, a playmaker, one of the greatest playmakers of all time, a scoring machine in high school and at Seattle Pacific University. Debbie, congratulations, you are now officially a Hall of Famer.
I promise it's not long, but I'm a Virgo and I have to get this right, so bear with me 1 second. Thank you so much, Tacoma Athletic Commission and Mark Blau for this honor. I'm very humbled to be in this room with a lot of great people. I would like to first thank my family, which includes you, Lori Ramsdale, my mom's fourth daughter, for always being there, my girlfriend Erica, and my steadfast, hilarious friends at that table to eat over there. You guys were always there for me, and still are today, thank you. And there's one seat missing, that's for Lynn Nordy. Get better, we love you, and we'll see you soon. Thank you for all of you for that support during my athletic career and also on my present journey that I am on now. You all mean a great deal to me. I would also like to acknowledge my Oregon family, Sissy, Bob, Cassie, Eric, Ollie, Luca. I love you, I miss you every day, and I'll see you soon. I'd like to thank Mike McKay, first and foremost, my basketball coach and my mentor, for believing in me from day one. He sat me down and he said, what do you want to do? You can do it, just pick. And I said, I want to play Pac-10 basketball. And if you don't know, I did end up with Seattle Pacific, but I was a Duck first. And I'm very proud of that. You started 4 freshmen. I took a lot of flack for that, but I think it worked out pretty well for you. And I'd also like to say, I think you might be the only one in the room that never lost a game to Kate Starberg.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd like to thank my 2 best friends in high school, Christy and Jenny Cabesta, as well as my second family who's also here, Connie, Chong, Kate. You guys have the best snack house around. Thank you for that. Always have Coca-Cola. Jenny, Chris, it was an honor to be your teammate, and it's an honor to still be able to work with you, and an honor to be lifelong friends of yours. Thank you. Christy, you inspire me every day, everything you've been through. I love you, and I'm sure glad you're my boss. I cannot go without saying a huge thank you to my friend, Blake Serena. I don't know where you are. This is a full circle moment for me. So if there's, yes, Blake, there you are. Blake's been my trainer since 8th grade. I'm a Faircrest kid. He's got every data, every stat, up and down and weight. He's been a rock for me. Blake, thank you so much, and thank you for seeing the athlete when I walked back into that exercise science center 4 years ago. Appreciate you. I'm almost done. Lastly, and most importantly, my mom's name was Linda Zemer, and she was the greatest human being I've ever known. She raised me to be humble in victory and gracious in defeat. She allowed me to be my truest self, supported all my dreams, and maybe most importantly, only ever cared what my assist-to-turnover ratio was, not my points. Her work ethic became my work ethic. Her resilience became my will to dare to be great. I owe everything to her, and I will continue to her legacy with grace and courage that she showed of all of us. She was a true original, my best friend, and the real honoree tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. All right, we're now moving into the football category. And we've heard a lot tonight about Tacoma, Lakewood, Faircrest. A lot of Sumner love out there tonight. But man, I'm excited about this next one. Biggest city in the world that begins and ends with a P. Puyallup, Washington. And Armstrong family, Hilltop, Puyallup, you better believe it. I like that connection. After graduating from Puyallup High School, where he broke all of my records, no, Damon Ewart's records, Johnny was a two-sport standout in football, basketball at Central Washington and rewrote the record books at Central. Johnny is making a return trip to our stage to join the Hall of Fame. He was here in 2009 as the Amateur Athlete of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, now a member of the Hall of Fame, Johnny Speedback.
I'll make this short and sweet. Thanks, Chris, for the kind comments. I'll pay you that check later. I'd like to really thank all the people for supporting me here tonight. My family, my friends, my coworkers. I've always been around great people, and tonight is certainly no exception to that. My thanks to my wife for supporting me in all my sports in college. She'd be the one picking me up at 2 a.m. when our buses get back so I don't have to walk. She's the one that's our rock at home now, getting our kids out to their sports, and it's great to be in the environment in this community again, seeing my kids grow up, play sports. Thanks to my friends, you know, I grew up, they're here, you know, I grew up playing sports with them, their dads have coached me. The reason I loved sports when I grew up was playing with those guys. Obviously, thanks to my family, they spent every Saturday for the better part of 15 years watching me go around the country, state to watch me play, so I would not be here without them. Obviously, thank you to my teammates, my coaches, some people like Tice, who actually coached me in college. One of the few people who thought I could play college basketball, so thank you, Tice, for getting me into that. So I really appreciate it. This means a lot to me. Thank you to the commission. It's a wonderful honor, and I will definitely cherish it. Thank you.
Our next football award winner tonight. Man, I had nightmares about this guy back in the day. Hillary Butler, one of the greats, won a Super Bowl with the Denver Broncos in 1997. And how about a national championship with the University of Washington in 1991? Got a Rose Bowl ring too, Hillary? Rose Bowl. National championship, Super Bowl, Rose Bowl, and look at that. And look, there's mine. Not a lot. It's a pickleball championship ring right there. Pickleball Super Bowl right there. See? Hillary Butler, Hall of Fame, you've done it all. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Now a member of our Hall of Fame, Hillary Butler.
I thought Chris and I were cooler, but he sold me out a little earlier, so I'm kind of not sure how to really take it right now. But thanks, Chris. I first want to start off and give praises to the Most High. I want to thank the TAC for this prestigious award. It's really, truly a blessing to be even considered, let alone selected with so many graces before us. And congratulations to my fellow inductees. It's really an honor to be on the stage with you. I also want to thank my family in attendance tonight, starting with my mom, who's attended every game in this state of Washington, whether it was Lakes, whether it's University of Washington Huskies, or the Seahawks. Mom, I love you, and I really appreciate you. I thank my brother for being here, who also went to Lakes. I've always looked up to him as my younger big brother. Aaron, I love you. And to my wife and my kids and all of my kids, I just want you guys to know that you are an extension of me, and so you guys are my champions and in my Hall of Fame. I love you, Kelly. I love you, Bria. I love you, Bomani. I love you, Hartley. I love you, Harvey. I thank you guys for being here. And it's really special to me for you guys to share some of Dad's past experiences. I love you guys, and I thank Nana for being here as well. I want to also thank Coach Dave Miller, who's here tonight. Coach, I got a chance to not only play for Coach Miller at high school, but he also gave me the opportunity to come back and coach with him and for him, and it was a blessing. Coach, I really thank you for your continued support. You know I love you, and I got your back with anything you need, but I thank you, Coach. And lastly, I'm not going to keep this up too long, but I just wanted to kind of give a quick little story about another coach that really changed my trajectory. A lot of my success came football, but it was one coach that's not here, Coach Dick Zakovich, also from Lakes, that really shook my world. 34 years ago, my mom told me we were moving to Washington, me being a 17-year-old kid, I thought it was gonna be Washington, D.C. Little did I know, it was just an I-5 drive, and we ended up here in Tacoma, Pierce County. And the first day I went to Lakes High School, I was a basketball player, and thinking that I had goals of playing professional basketball. But I went to Lakes High School, and the first day, they went and got Coach Zakovich, and Coach Zakovich just really broke me down, a 17-year-old kid, thinking that I was gonna be a professional basketball player. And Coach Zakovich was like, no, you're not a basketball player. You're a football player playing basketball. So you need to come out onto the program, play football for me, and do things the Lancer way. And I thank Coach Zakovich because it was because of him and that speech that all of my other accomplishments came. So that's all I wanted to say for today. I thank everybody for coming, and it's really a blessing, and have a good day. Thanks.
Hillary, where's Dave Miller? Has he aged at all? Has he?
Coach Miller, who hasn't aged, Coach Miller coached me, he coached my brother, he coached my son Bomani, who hopefully coach maybe even by the time Harvey gets to you, I get a chance to come back and coach with you again. But he definitely still looks younger today than when he coached me back when I was in high school.
Yeah, looks good, looks good. Although, seeing Coach Ross, now I do know where the kids get the hairstyle, Coach. You know, that you're looking good as well. We got some great coaches in the audience. That's awesome stuff. All right, we move on to our next Hall of Famer. State long jump champion. Remember the jump? How far? 22.6 to win the state long jump championship. NFL running back, set touchdown and rushing records at the University of Idaho. Ladies and gentlemen, now a member of the Hall of Fame, Sheridan May.
First of all, I want to thank TAC for the induction. I want to thank Mark Blau for hunting me down and hounding me through email. It sounds like it's a going trend around here. A lot of people know about that. I want to thank my coaches through high school, college, and also my teammates. Without any of them, I wouldn't be standing up here today. It's an honor and a privilege to be a part of such a special group of men and women. And last thing, Chris, I was born and raised in Tacoma, so 253 on the way.
All right, our next Hall of Famer is going to be, yes, we saw the videos there with Wayne Cody, Bruce King, and Tony Ventrella talking about the world-famous golfing gorilla, also known as Tom Toole. Accepting the honor tonight is his son, Matt, and I believe grandson as well. He and his grandson is here as well tonight. And Matt, I'm going to hand the mic to you to speak on behalf of your father.
I had a pretty unique experience with having a parent as a golfing gorilla, to say the least. I don't know if I totally appreciated it until my later years in life. He was bigger than life character. We traveled around to all sorts of different tournaments, Super Bowl experiences, big golf tournaments, and it was normal to me, but I didn't quite realize how big of a deal it was till later in my life. I wasn't really into golf, but it was a really great experience. The bigger thing though is he cared for me and my family immensely, and later in my life he was so supportive of me playing sports, the Tacoma community sports. He just was bigger than life. And the last thing I want to say, when he got the letters that he was accepted to the Hall of Fame, he was very, very excited. This is right before he passed away about a year and a half ago. So he loved Tacoma. He was born and raised here. He stayed here his whole life and loved his community. So
Ladies and gentlemen, now a member of the Tacoma Athletic Commission Hall of Fame, Eric Simonson.
Thank you, Chris, and thanks to Mark for likewise tracking me down here and bringing this to fruition. This is a great honor, and I want to thank all of you, in particular my wife Erin and my friends Joel and Laura Attaway who joined me tonight here. Mountaineering for the last 50 years has been my life. I grew up in Tacoma looking at Mount Rainier from the earliest age, and I knew that that's what I wanted to do. And what do you know, I've survived. I'm quite proud of myself, actually. Who would have thunk it 50 years ago? But mountaineering here in the Northwest and in Pierce County is an amazing thing. You may not realize that 10,000 people a year come to climb Mount Rainier from all over the world, all over the United States, and it leads people to expeditions all over the world and climbing to higher and harder things. We climb with ropes and crampons and ice axes, but really it is a people business, and that's the guide's job, is to try to blend the goals of the climbers with the fact that the mountain really doesn't care. And at the end of the day, if you don't get it right, it's going to go bad. So I'm happy. So far, so good. Thank you.
How many times, Eric, have you been up Mount Rainier?
297. I'm going to get 300.
297 times he has climbed Mount Rainier. 297 times. You're going to hit 300, you said, right? What year? This year? Next year?
I think I got to do it this year.
This year, okay. Okay. Bring Mark Blauer around for the 300s. We'll enjoy that. Okay. Our next Hall of Famer, one of the best soccer players that ever come out of this region. Joey Jurtson played for Vancouver, Montreal, San Jose, the Tacoma Stars as well. Ladies and gentlemen, now a member of the Hall of Fame, Joey Jurtson.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Mark. Thanks to the TAC. Hopefully this will give me some cool points. And my girls will believe me that I used to play soccer. Quick story really quick, I'll keep it G-rated. I had a game in Philadelphia and the stadium just opened up. Humid day in the summer, and I ran over the sideline to take a throw in, and a fan said, he raised my shirt and said, "Hey, Jurtson, you stink." So everybody around him laughs, and I throw him the ball and run away, and come back a couple minutes later, and he had instant information on his phone. I go back for another throw, and he said, "Hey, Jurtson, you went to Tacoma Community College. You really do stink." So that kind of sums it up. It shouldn't be memorable, but I'll never forget it. I want to thank everybody here at some tables with me tonight. They were with me the whole way. My support system, they kind of kept me going, inspired me, and made sure to keep the game fun. I want to thank especially my mom for driving me to practice for all those years. I'm now doing it for my girls, and it's not as easy. It's not easy at all. I want to thank a coach that's here. He found me down here in Tacoma. I played for him at Evergreen State. He believed in me when nobody else did. He later went on to battle for me. He asked my agent and represented me for the next 6 years after college. So thank you to Tom Boatwright as well. And thank you everybody.
And that gives us our shout out, TCC, Tacoma Community College. Anybody in the house? Any Gooey Ducks, Evergreen State Gooey Ducks out there? Just 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. Love the gooey ducks. We did have a news anchor. You know a news anchor is not from the Northwest when they're reading the news prompter. And they're harvesting geoducks down at Vaughan Bay. I go, I think that's gooey ducks. No, Chris, the prompter says geoducks. I said, okay, everybody watching knows you're not from here now. Our next Hall of Famer, Paige Wright Olson. Paige was a nationally competitive swimmer from the Tacoma Swim Club. Paige, unable to join us from her home in Southern California, but she wrote something. She says, I am honored by the induction and really enjoy the amazing swimmers of the Tacoma Swim Club over the years. Accepting the award for Paige tonight, her coach from Foss High School, Dan Wolfram. Here you go, Dan.
It's indeed a very good thing to be able to recognize Paige tonight. She's not being able to be here. She's got some unforeseen commitments with Disney Corporation. Paige is indicative of what an elite athlete can do, as most of you athletes know. As a swimmer, morning workouts, partnered with her late night studies, and still being able to accomplish what she did. She was a very valuable member of the Foss High School pool and of the Tacoma Swim Club. She was on the national team. So, thank you.
Our next Hall of Famer, Sarna Renfro Becker. Sarna won 8 state championships, earned 7 All-America honors at Stanford to go with a national championship as well. Sarna, unable to attend from Michigan where she's a physician, but here to represent her is her dad. Her dad, by the way, Sarna wrote this. She said, my dad ran at the University of Oregon, continues to be a mentor and a coach to many, including me. Dad, don't go anywhere, but you stay up here on stage. P.S. I love being a PNW local. And now, please enjoy a message from Sarna.
This is Sarna Renfro Becker. It's an incredible honor to be inducted into the Tacoma Pierce County Sports Hall of Fame. I hope those of you in this room who have dedicated your lives to investing in high school athletes and young adults know what a transformative impact your dedication has on individual lives for decades to come. I'm unable to be physically present tonight because I went back to medical school at age 40 after my own 4 children were all in full-time school. And I'm now in residency in Michigan with a less than flexible hospital schedule. A few months ago, one of the teaching physicians on our service, who had known me for about 30 minutes, turned and asked, "Did you do sports in high school?" And I nodded. "There's something about the way you present your patients. I can tell." I think we would all agree that the past few years have been especially difficult for our high school and collegiate athletes. I can't think of a better opportunity to step into the vortex of this identity crisis and affirm the image of God emblazoned on each of the souls that are expressed so purely through the grittiness and beauty of sport. Many thanks to my coaches, both at Bellarmine and throughout the West Central District, and especially to my parents, Guy and Linda Renfro, who are here tonight, and my amazing husband, Brent Becker, with whom I have the privilege of journeying this life. Thank you again for this opportunity, and many blessings to you all.
All right, Dan. You're going to say a word?
I want to thank all of Sarna's coaches again, and as she did. And I want to thank her for the opportunity to wear her national team jacket for the World Junior Championships in 1996.
And if you go into the Bellarmine Prep Gym, you will see those banners up on the wall that she helped bring. It's absolutely amazing. The tradition She started there with her cross-country and track program. Our next Hall of Famer, Blake Serena. Blake, as we saw in the video, simply did it all. Blake, how about this? Football, track and field, wrestling, javelin, discus, shot put, team handball, race walking, and volleyball. And Blake, I'm probably missing a few other sports, but ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Hall of Fame.
Just about 50 years ago today, I don't think I ever told anybody this, but I robbed the TAC headquarters at the top of the Ocean restaurant, broke the little slat windows, got inside there and stole some stuff. I want to apologize. I did spend some time in jail with them, so they did catch me. When I got out, I was at Jason Lee Middle School. Jason Lee, it was a tough school when I went there. We used to call it JL for short, because that's where everybody went when they graduated. Football, we'd sack the quarterback, and then we'd go after his family. When I was in 8th grade, we had 3 guys on our debate team for steroids. If you look at our yearbooks, you'll see we used to take our pictures straight on and profile. I was at Jason Lee, and I found sports, and I can't tell you the impact it has to have athletes and coaches and teachers that help these athletes. It did it for me. And that summer in 8th grade, I worked out all summer with Ricky Lockridge. And we were the only 2 kids that ever looked at weights back then. It was in the 70s, 50 years ago. And Ricky and I got really close. And he was the quarterback, I was the center. That's kind of a close relationship if you didn't know. And we made a pact that we were going to the Olympics together, Ricky and I. So we trained real hard. We went all the way through junior high school. We did 3 sports. Then we got into high school, and they had a President's Council fitness thing, and we came out 1 and 2, Ricky and I did. And we wanted to go to the training center together. And of course, I got there, and Ricky became a world champion. So Ricky, I'm just telling you, we made it, buddy. So I'm real happy about that. I was very fortunate at Jason Lee. About 100 kids would turn off with a 100-meter dash, and there was 1 miler, and that was me. And they said, well, just go up to UPS, run around the track, and come back. So that was my workout. So I'm running on the track, and this guy goes, hey, you get in here and work out with my guys. So I'm running intervals every day with this group of guys, and we're getting really close, and I'm really having a great time. I got in pretty good shape, and I was 6'1", I had a beard, I was 180 pounds in 9th grade. And this guy that's talking to me, he goes, hey, you ready to go to meet? I said, what? He goes, the track meet right down in Portland, aren't you coming? I go, no. He goes, why not? He goes, I don't think my mom's gonna let me. He goes, your mom? I go, yeah, I'm only in 9th grade. It was Joe Payton. That was Joe Payton. But somebody just recently asked me, if you could go back and do it all again, what would you do different? I go, I wouldn't do anything different. I just do it the same way with the same friends and do it all over again because it was really fun.
By the way, Blake's going to be at the Tacoma Comedy Club. He'll be there Thursday night, Friday night. And he'll be at the Emerald Queen Casino on Saturday. 12 Hall of Famers in, 2 to go. They've been together their entire lives, so let's bring them into the Hall of Fame together. Christy and Jennifer, exceptional athletes in high school, and they continued their volleyball talent together at Gonzaga. Now official members of the Tacoma Athletic Commission Hall of Fame, Christy and Jennifer Cavista. And now you get to share the microphone. Who was born first? You. By how old are you?
I'm 6 minutes older, but she's a little bit more bossy. Fair? Thank you. So again, we want to make sure we would like to begin by thanking the Tacoma Pierce County Sports Hall of Fame, the committee, as well as the person or people who nominated us. This is truly an honor for the two of us, going in together in just the way our life has always been when you are a twin. Well, at least for us. We would also like to thank our family, and our definition of family are the people who have helped shape us during and continue to shape us in our journeys of life. To my mom and John, thank you for showing us what love and caring truly is, even when it is hard. To our immediate loved ones, and you know who you are, you make us better partners and people every day. To Mr. Armstrong, who knew you coaching two lengthy twin girls would lead to all of this? Thank you for starting us on our volleyball pathway, which has led us to this day. To our extended family, many who are sitting at the three tables, although wandering today, I think there's a lot of you that have influenced us. One back there, if you saw Christy and myself and Debbie in the same room, you better walk the other way, so I'll just say that. For many of you who are with us today and who couldn't be with us, we couldn't do this without you. We thank you as you live and love us, which we know that isn't easy at times, each and every day. Your support and friendship means a great deal to us, and we wouldn't be here without all of you. The best gift about being a twin is that throughout our entire life, I have always had a teammate. In sports, you learn early on that everyone has a role on the team. You learn your strengths and your areas of growth. You go through triumphs, struggles, and heartaches, which is in itself the gift of sports. It teaches you about life. Life is about being a good teammate. Through love, losses, friendship, learning, hard work, ups and downs, those of you who are here for us today have taught us and continue to teach us that. Who knew a firefighter putting a volleyball in our hands during our 8th grade year would change our lives and get us to this point. Thank you again to the Hall of Fame, as we are honored to be inducted.
At this time, we will have all 14 of our Hall of Famers please stand up here on the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, 14 new members of the Tacoma Athletic Commission Hall of Fame. Let's have in the back row. There they are, once again, your new Hall of Fame inductees. With that in mind, did Tony Ventrella just leave on me? I was going to have him close. Tony, get up here. I want you to come help me close this thing out. Because that's going to conclude our night, our special night. And I hope everybody in this room, as Tony's making his way up here, leaves a little more inspired to go out there in the community and help out with sports and youth sports. Because the last 3 years have been tough. And the athletic directors and the coaches could tell you, the WIA could tell you, it's tough out there. The kids need you now more than ever. Social media is making it very tough. Everybody talked about tonight teams and playing for teams. Kids nowadays are being talked about playing for themselves and being individuals. And we see it every day on social media. So now more than ever, everybody in this room needs to go out there and continue to inspire and continue to lead. My friend Tony Ventrella, it's good to see you. I want you to say something special to this crowd. I'm putting you on the spot, but that's okay, right?
That's okay. I don't have any notes and I'm not shy, but I'll just take a minute. Chris, by the way, great job by Chris again. Let's hear it. Good luck to you, Jake, because King 5, thank goodness you guys are still #1. I was there, 75 years ago, and it was great, but you're still #1. Why? Because you care about the communities, you care about the people, who obviously care about each other. This is a great organization. I appreciate Mark and John inviting me. I moved to Pierce County a year ago after 130 years in King County, and I'm happy to be here, happy to be part of this group. Great job, everybody. God bless all of you and all of the people that supported you. Have a great evening. Thank you.
And Tony, hold on. We're gonna leave them with these quotes. By the way, if you haven't paid for your auction items, housekeeping, you always have to do that, Tony. Make sure you pay for your auction items on the way out. Remember the pictures of the program. You can buy those in a couple of weeks. We do want to thank Conley Law Offices, the rest of our sponsors that are going to be displayed up on the screen, and of course the Tacoma Athletic Commission, now 80 years strong. Without you, these nights would not be possible. And a big congratulations to all of our recipients tonight. A big thank you to everybody that came here tonight. And Tony and I, we're going to leave you tonight with some words of wisdom from some great ones. We're going to leave you with Tony with some of my favorite quotes here. Always be a good sport, always. Bob Rob, make the big time where you're at. And it's Tony Ventrell. Yeah.
You guys anybody have a Frosty bobblehead? I still have my Frosty bobblehead. And I seriously talk to it every couple of weeks. Because he was a guy that inspired me for so long. And finally, well, you do the final.
Here's my Frosty look, by the way. Original. As Tony Ventrell would say, as you leave here tonight, keep smiling, everybody. Thank you so much. Drive home safely. Thanks for being here.